Life is getting faster. Is your water keeping up with you? Get into high gear with liquid energy. Fuel for high performance life.
Welcome back. We are now going live to a press conference at the Alberta Chamber of Commerce, where they will be announcing a large increase in oil production.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have a short statement to read, after which I'll take a few questions. As we know, oil is not an inexhaustible resource. There are many more drivers on the road now than there were a decade ago. There are heating costs in the winter months, and global industry demands for fuel continue to climb. The population of the world is increasing exponentially, and this places ever greater demands on the limited oil reserves we have. We all know that the OPEC countries control the flow of oil for export to the US and Canada, and that determines how much the average consumer pays at the gas pump. Then, of course, we are dealing with climate change, which causes extreme weather events, placing further demands on our already taxed resources. And let's not forget the growing threat of global terrorism and the possibility of war in the oil-producing countries of the Middle East. For these reasons, effective January 2009, all oil companies in the Athabasca region will increase production by a minimum of 10% per year for the foreseeable future. I'll now take questions one at a time.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Just took a look at the press conference from last night at the Alberta Chamber of Commerce. Did you hear about it?
Yeah, actually I was anchoring when we aired it.
Oh, really?
Well, girls, gotta get back to work. Good luck with the article. So, what'd you think?
It's great. More crude, less pollution, everyone wins.
You really think they care about the environment?
Just because we're all for a free market doesn't mean I want a world where my kids can't eat, drink, or breathe.
And what about the damage that's being done to our fresh water supplies?
I think exploding the oil sands, even if we do a little damage to the environment, the kind that we can repair, is worth it if we gain some increased degree of energy independence.
So that's your angle?
Too often we focus on the environmental damage, but there's so much more to it. We've got heavy economic damage happening right now. And how are we supposed to care for anything if we can't care for ourselves because the costs of living are so high?
And you think this will help? Won't we just be throwing away more of our natural resources? I mean, what if we destroy a bunch of fresh water while digging up and processing the oil sands? You can't drink oil, you know.
Apparently some company is marketing water with oil in it. It's called gas or fuel or something. Anyway, the point is that we have to take some risks with the environment. Oil is a necessity.
There are oil sands reserves in 70 countries worldwide. 3 of the largest deposits are right here in northern Alberta, the largest of which is the Athabasca. The other 2, the Peace River and the Cold Lake, reserves are also being developed. In the Athabasca, there are about 175 billion barrels of oil, and that's what we can get to using today's technology. We have no idea what lies below that. Some estimates go as high as 2 or 3 trillion barrels. For the reasons that I stated earlier, I think that's highly unlikely. I don't think we'll ever again pay less than $1 a liter for gas. It's a simple case of supply and demand. Well, if war were to erupt in the Middle East, we would be cut off from those sources of oil and become almost entirely dependent on our own oil, which would mean that production in the Athabasca region would have to be increased.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm supposed to write up on this whole fiasco with big oil in the docks.
More than a bit of a fiasco, isn't it?
We're exploiting the tar sands as if we're a third world nation that doesn't know any better.
Have you seen the press conference the Alberta Chamber of Commerce gave just last week?
I heard it was happening, but I didn't get a chance to see it. Anything I should be using?
Well, I think,
What? Another PR stunt?
maybe. But I think you'd be interested in what they're not saying about the effects that the future expansion of the tar sands are going to have on the environment and the surrounding communities.
You have a copy of the video with you?
Actually, I got one right here.
Yes, there's no question. Generally speaking, it takes about 28 cubic meters of natural gas and approximately 4 barrels of water to produce 1 barrel of oil. This process draws an immense amount of water from the Athabasca, and it's something that we're trying to improve, but it takes a long time and it's a tremendously expensive process, as I'm sure you could imagine. The process also creates a lot of greenhouse gases, which are unfortunately released into the atmosphere. And again, we're working as quickly as we possibly can to resolve these issues, but it is something that has to be done. The alternative being to not increase production, and that is impossible given today's demands. Currently, we're at about 1 million barrels a day, and that will surely triple within the next decade. Well, conservative estimates are that about $100 billion will be invested in this area. Right now, the population of Fort McMurray is around 70,000. We expect that number to increase by 100,000 in the next few years. Now, most of those people will work for the oil companies. However, there will have to be teachers, people to operate the theaters and restaurants, grocery stores, that sort of thing. By the way, as a corollary to what we're speaking about here, anyone who's interested in coming to this region to work could expect to earn well over $100,000 after being here only a short period of time.
Yep, got it. Yep. Yeah. Okay, well, will it conflict with the special feature? No? Okay. Okay, great. Yep. Yes. 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 Bye.
Is he giving you a hard time again?
Not really. We antagonize each other for fun sometimes.
That's pretty twisted. What are you working on?
Well, the release says that Big Oil's political proponents are claiming they're going to mandate a 10% increase in oil production in Athabasca.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about that, actually.
Yeah. Well, on the surface it has some positive economic benefits, but still really unclear how much genuine concern there is for the wildlife and the environment, not to mention the neighboring communities.
So you think Big Oil is just hoping we won't look too closely?
Well, it's hard to see through the spin of both sides of the debate. Whether it's the oil lobby or the environmental lobby, they both have a point to make, but I guess the truth is somewhere in between.
All of this activity cannot help but have certain negative effects to the environment. Vast amounts of energy are needed for the process of separating the oil from the sand. It requires water to be heated up to produce steam, and that requires vast amounts of water and vast amounts of natural gas. The process also releases large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. We are working around the clock to reduce these greenhouse gas emissions. I should also point out that Canadian law requires us to refill old mines and to replant forests destroyed during the extraction process. As soon as we are done in a particular area, we send in tree planting crews to replant forests. We're also working with the Alberta Forest Service to ensure that we plant trees properly to increase their likelihood of survival. I even know of one company that has imported a herd of bison into one of these areas. This should show that not only are we doing what the law demands, we are also going well beyond the expected minimum.